So 2025 is here, right? And I'm actually kind of concerned about a few things because, oh my God, man, like it feels like things are kind of going down the shitter a little bit. So there was something interesting that kind of came across my feed and everything. It was about homelessness and the severe rise of homelessness. Like I've seen a couple YouTube videos about it, like talking about it. But then this year, I also came across a couple YouTube videos and channels of people actually living in their cars, not because they choose to live in their cars, but they actually are living in their cars because they're homeless because they can't afford anything else. And that is really concerning. And here's an interesting stat I also read on a website called nextcity.org. I'll show you a screenshot and everything. And if you want to read the article, I will definitely put the link in the description below. It was about the rise of homelessness increasing by 40%. And I gotta say is wow, that is a very alarming rate, and that's kind of scary. And the sad part is that I've experienced a little bit of homelessness in my car before, and it wasn't because I was broke or anything at the time. It was because my credit was so bad that I was getting denied apartments left and right, and I just had nowhere to go, right? And I ain't gonna lie, it is not the best feeling, and I would never wish it upon anyone, man, because you really have to figure a lot of shit out, different alternative plans and everything, and finding ways to like either stay warm if it's in the winter or try to stay hydrated in the summer, because that happened to me twice, and I would not wish it on anyone, only because the credit situation. And there was another downfall and fallout with one of my other family members at the time, but we actually made up, and it was not my parents. It was like a sibling. And with everything going on with the government and everything, with like the raise of tariffs and everything that's going on, oh my fucking God, dude. Everything's just going to skyrocket to the point where everything's just going to simply collapse. And I find that very sad. And I really hope that anyone that's also seeing this video right now, you better save your money, dude. You better work your ass off right now, or else you might not even get financially ahead anymore, no matter how much you work and everything. So be able to fucking, study your ass off for a higher paying jobs or whatever you want to do, and definitely just try to save as much money as you can. Life in 2025 is already hard enough, man, and it feels like things are just simply going to get worse, and I just don't know what the hell is going to happen in the foreseeable future. To anyone who's having a hard time trying to find a decent place to live, if you live alone or just whatever, just to rent, try to find an apartment where they're low income based. Like there's some apartments that are low income based, and some of them may not even check your credit. But the hardest part is that most of these become available and off the market in a heartbeat. But in order to kind of get in one of these, I was also told by a friend that you just have to call them ahead of time to see if anyone wants to move out. And you better pray that someone wants to move out. And you have to be extremely persistent, because there's some low income apartments in my area for like one bedrooms and stuff for people who are on disabilities or just need some limited income, because some people may not be able to work a lot of hours and everything. And some people, if you can prove that you don't make a lot of money in general, despite disability or not, they will try to work with you and try to let you in. But like I said, you got to be extremely persistent. Thankfully, when I was homeless, living in a car and everything, that I wasn't homeless for very long, right? And both times, man, I had someone just come and help me out, because the second time what happened was when I was like quote unquote homeless, I was switching apartments to my next one. I got accepted, but there was a squatter in my fucking one bedroom, right? And that sucked because it delayed the move-in process by like a month. So they gave me a 2-bedroom for the price of a 1-bedroom. So right now I have like a 2-bedroom living in one, but I'm actually going to try to get a roommate and everything. But I will say, it isn't too bad having your own little office space and everything. But yes, I am trying to get a roommate. And I actually have a friend that I actually known for a long time that's willing to help me out, that's responsible and works. And let's just hope this shit works out, because I really don't like roommates. But, I'm willing to give this one a chance to help a friend, because he doesn't want to leave his state, because his parents are trying to drag him along with them, and he just never simply moved out entirely, but he has lived on his own away from his parents on campus. He was a college student, but he was able to work and pay his way through everything, and he actually has 2 jobs now, and that's kind of sick. I will say the biggest problem I had, what kind of led me into that situation of being homeless and everything, was I did have some people help me, but I really don't not like asking for help. I'm just that type of dude who likes to be very independent. I don't like asking for help much, but for some reason, because this is how I was raised and not brought, because unfortunately my parents put things in my head that I couldn't trust anyone for a long time but them. But I realized as I grew older that, yeah, that's not true at all. And the crazy part is, too, is that I also had some friends, or have friends that could experience homelessness at least one point in their life in severe ways, like homeless shelters, not being able to live in their car or nothing. And I consider myself very lucky that I did not put myself in a situation where I have to live in a homeless shelter or, just in my car. And that's at least somewhat a good thing. But it still does not, it's still not fun, dude, especially during the winter. And it was fucking cold. And the first time, it was also in the brutal summer heat. So both times were not fun, but at least they were for different reasons. And at least both of them were not my fault either. But to anyone that's watching this video that's experienced some type of homelessness, feel free to leave it down in the comment section below. And to anyone who does happen to be homeless coming across this video, but they have like a smartphone watching this video, I really feel for you guys, man. I really hope that you guys can find the light at the end of the tunnel, because what kind of got me through homelessness was I was still employed at my job, but I also had a InstaWork temp agency app on the side too, because those apps, you don't need a proof of address to work them, which is kind of sick. It's very convenient and it helps a lot for people who are trying to get back on their feet but have something like a smartphone or something. And yes, of course, transportation be a big one too, but thankfully there's apps called Iris in the North Kansas City area that help me kind of get around too for $4 a ride. But it's kind of like the bus station over here in the company, but it's not the most reliable thing, because sometimes it doesn't always work. I guess that's just the biggest perk of living in the city, because I could not imagine going through homelessness and you're stuck in a small town. Like at that point, dude, you're just going to have to fucking somehow just ask for a job application somewhere and just hope that some kind soul can at least get you on without any proof of anything, or use a friend's address to help you take you in and try to get on your feet. Because yeah, everyone needs a little bit of help every once in a while, no matter how independent we feel and we are. To anyone who is listening to this and gotten this far into the video, thank you guys so much for listening and everything. And I hope you guys do find some success if you guys are going through this situation. And also, I hope you all just, power through everything in life and just try to, be the best version of yourself. And I hope this video makes you all more aware of what's kind of going on in the world a little bit, and how, the rise of homelessness is really fucking everybody, dude. And I don't mean to make this to make you all paranoid and shit. I just want to make this because I just found it, somewhat concerning, because this is definitely not normal. Also, a little life update. I did find a second job, but it wasn't like an actual job. I found another gig on my phone. It's called Amazon Flex, right? I used to work at an Amazon warehouse. That's the job I was kind of talking about in my warehouse video. But it's just a job where you just drive around and you just deliver packages. And the cool part is I actually brought my girlfriend to do it with me. And it's a lot better that way. It's a lot safer too, because you don't know. But I never had any type of issues with it so far. And you make a lot more money too. It's a lot more driving, but it's worth it, because some routes will take you to the nearest location where you started, which is nice, and some of them will take you to other parts where it's a little far, but you get to see other parts of the world and everything. Or for me, other parts of the state, and I go to another state because it's in between two states. Missouri is stuck in between Missouri and Kansas, for anyone who does not know about living over here. But yeah, that's the other reason why I have also been trying to rebuild my savings and everything, because I want to get a head start before everything kind of crashes down. And also, I'm also interested into the stock market. So I'm trying to build a decent amount of money so I can start investing some money into the stock market to try to see how it works. So, I'm willing to take this risk a little bit, and thanks to Wylearn and BizPath for kind of inspired me to try something new and try to go into the stock market and see what I can do. If you guys have any tips about the stock market or where to start, feel free to also let me know in the comments below. Alrighty, everybody, I've been talking way too much, but I will see y'all in the next video, and peace out.